So here I am at the Hound Pits Pub. Things have been interesting so far. Surprised I'm not dead, to be honest, with the performance that I had there, but you know. Scraped through, here I am, I'm here. Part of the resistance now apparently. I'm gonna meet an Admiral Havelock, is it? Can't even remember now. This guy just mentioned it in passing to me. Basically I've been abducted. I've had to escape into an abduction. Lovely.
I expect they're hard at work in there. Best join them. They'll help you get whoever really killed the Empress.
Okay. Let's have a look through the keyhole and be a sneaky bastard. I can only see one person. Must just be the Admiral.
Yes. Not surprising. He was the... We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton.
Oh!
The man of the
Missed a
hour.
conversation there.
Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock. A true servant of the Empire, like you.
This guy looks
Until the Lord
creepy.
Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pits Pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes, Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep. We can talk more when you've rested.
Yeah, sleep. That would be a good thing. First of all, I should loot everything from this place.
Nothing against the...
Where does this door go?
And stay loyal.
Huh. Look at that wall, that's a bit Half-Life-ish. Suppose this game has been compared to that one though. A mute lead character, sort of on rails, but at the same time open world adventure. Well, it seems open world. It's pretty good so far, I'm enjoying this. Munchity crunchity. Oop, I'll have that. I don't know if I should be eating these right now, but I'll do it anyway, why not? Well, this is an upstairs as well, and a downstairs, with a chain. Let's go down. What's down here? Is this like the sewers or something? Oh, nice. Oh, and some more. It's always good to have a look. Oldport District sewer key required. I see. That would probably be a mission in the future. And what does upstairs hold? Let's see. First floor. Ah. Oh, hello. How's it going, Lord Pendleton?
Pleased to meet you, Master Corvo. I saw you at court in happier days, but you might not remember. I was once a close ally to the Lord Regent, Hiram Burroughs, back when he was just the spy master. He's one manipulative bastard, I can tell you that.
Can you? Oh, another audiograph player. So look at this.
My furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaining by that antiquated boatman. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking of which... Wallace! Please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
Oh yes, it's such a hard life, isn't it? What do we have under here? Plate. For 100 coin. Let's loot his stuff as well. Pouch, thank you very much. Oh, oh.
There's something distinguished about you, Corvo. Was there nobility back in your family line? I wouldn't be surprised.
Wouldn't you? Oh, what you looking at there? I'm done talking with you. Creepy, creepy guy. Oh, hello. A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2. From a whaler in his final years. A Gaffer's Tale Volume 2 or a Gaffer's Final Passage. After more than a quarter of a century, I am done with whaling. Too broken to continue. I've seen all the corners of the Isles and made more coin than most men see in a lifetime. But it's all gone. I've lived through an emperor, and watched his daughter take the throne. Fair young empress she was, but slain so young. Everything beautiful comes to die. I've eaten in every port of the known world and sailed in the loneliest waters you could imagine. I've seen the cliffs around Pandasia. Even the best of it doesn't give me an ounce of joy. The years come back across my dreams as a line of butchered bodies, long, sleek, and singing among the waves under the moonlight, only to be speared by ugly, weather-scarred men who'd knife each other for a good pair of boots. Each year I had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the language of small chatter, and those who lived in the cities thought me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what to say to me during our visits. When she lost her business to the Lord Regent's crooked barrister, I was 100 miles east of Morley, gaff hand frozen from the sleet as we tracked the first bull whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm jaded and bitter, it's because this industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me. Oh, Havelock's got an entry here as well. It has been days since our men were dispatched to stash weapons for Corvo in the old sewer. They have not returned, so I can only hope that they succeeded in getting the packages delivered. Piero spent considerable time and resources making those things. If we could find a way to mass-produce them, the Dunwall Navy would secure its place as the dominant force on the globe. But back to Corvo. Can he actually break out of Coldridge, and if so, will he make his way here? I personally give him odds of 1 in 5. Screw you, I made it here, asshole. Ah, here's the first of the Gaffer's Tales. Early Adventures. My sister Nina and I left Tevia together, saying goodbye to our aunt, the woman who had raised us since childhood. Leaving behind our home city of Yarrow and the cold but beautiful white landscapes we'd always known, we boarded a ship for Dunwall. Our parents had left us with a sizable inheritance, and we spent half of this getting to the capital city and establishing a small import shop dedicated to Tevian furs. Once I'd helped Nina establish the business, I was free to pursue my dream. Signing on with a whaling ship was the most exciting thing I've ever done, and I saw it as a means to an end. Someday I would captain my own crew, and eventually own a fleet of similar vessels. With tears in her eyes, Nina kissed me farewell, and I did not see her again for many months. As an apprentice to the gaffer, I got to see the tracking and killing of the great beasts up close. Nothing had ever fired my spirits so, as the wind and pounding waves, racing after a wounded whale, being pulled by a skein of cables embedded in its thick flesh. It changed more in those first 7 months than I had in previous 7 years. Whaling was beginning to put its mark on me, so that Nina barely recognised me when I returned, tanned and sinewy with muscle, weather creases already wrinkling the corners of my eyes. But she could see that I was filled with joy, having found my purpose. Well, that's nice. A nice earlier story. What do we have here? Money and Admiralty in the fleet. While each of the Isles has some form of naval fleet, none is more envied than that of Gristol, with its long proud history of great ships and the admirals who command them. Boys come of age in the cities of Gristol hoping to someday captain such a ship, and family dynasties are made by those captains who track down infamous pirates or crush seditious uprisings, as during the Morley insurrection. In times of war and peace, Crystal continues to innovate at sea. The ship designs of Anton Sokolov himself now represent the highest standard in the whaling trade, allowing crews to haul their kill up over the deck and begin their butchery and processing even as the ship returns to Dunwall. The crews can be seen working on their latest whale as the ship moves slowly up the Wrenhaven River, coming to dock with one of the powerful warehouse companies such as the Greaves Whaling House. Suspended in the rigging overhead and backlit by the setting sun, the silhouette of one of these creatures makes a moving sight as it cruises to its final resting place in the industrial heart of the capital city, and then eventually burned and choked into the sky. Lovely. Ooh, monies. Ah, got several medals here. And through door number 3. Ah, this seems like a sort of communal area. Harpooner songs. Well, I'm not much of a singer, but here we have the lyrics for the Drunken Sailor song that you get in this game. So if you want to sing it, go for it. Because I ain't doing it. Oh, hello. Oh, Lydia. Hello. You have a key.
My, you must be Corvo. I am Lydia, at your service. Your room is upstairs and ready. When they told me who it was, well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
Oh, I see. Litany on the White Cliff. Right. And I say to you, brothers, is it here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the growing darkness? It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that would drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, to our families. Together we will serve as a rod to those who would stray from the herd. For the foggy grey wastes of the outsider, we will burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions so that others will not lose their way. And to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes, in far places, we will strike at them swiftly before they whisper to their neighbours, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt. This is a really dark world. These people are crazy. These people are crazy.
Any items recovered from doing so are considered state property.
Ah, right. Well, there's Piero. I do need to go and speak to him. But I'm enjoying running around and having a look in this place. I mean, it's massive. There's so much to see, just in this small area, and pick up as well. Coin, 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 coin. Any more coins? 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 Take any old fivers? Anything? Right, we're back into the pub by the looks of it. Right, never mind us running around in circles. Let's go and speak to our man here, Piero. Oh, look at all this. Well, I'll speak to him first.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear, all custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin.
Sounds good.
No! This cannot happen now the tank of whale oil is running. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. The oil's unstable. When it explodes, there is a terrible mess.
Oh, ew, I don't want whale oil all over me. Right, I suppose I should carry this. Well, I'll need to go and take all this stuff first. What do we have here? Piero's request is denied. Piero, no, I will not sign off on these purchases. A bag of powdered crystal? Tivian ore? What's wrong with the metals and crystal? King sparrow feathers? If you need these feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the academy everything you needed was paid for by tariff and handed out willy-nilly, but this is my bar, or what's left of it, and we're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else. So you've got to slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve your purchases unless they're absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. If you need those things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city is in ruins, so no one is going to miss any of the odd crap you seem to need. Admiral Havelock. Well, he's sticking it to you, Piero. Right, what do we... Oh, the door shut behind me. Second solution. So this is from, oh, one of Piero's books. Oh, it's a newspaper article. Right, it is through no fault of my own that the average citizen has expressed a preference for Sokolov's elixir over my own formula, sold as Piero's remedy. A name I did not choose, if you must know the truth. The public has spoken its usual message of idiocy, spending their coin as a means of selecting Sokolov's formula over mine, which I believe to be equal, if not superior. Much has been made over the popularity of these concoctions as a means of resisting this remarkable new plague. I say remarkable because this strain works with an efficiency we have not seen in the history of the Empire. This plague, now making its way through the city of Dunwall, is unrivalled in its effectiveness. I have studied it within the blood of those so afflicted, and it is nearly perfect. Elegant, in fact. And while it is true that Piero's remedy and Sokolov's elixir are known to protect the body against the plague equally, my own has properties not fully understood, which relate to the mind itself, and the spirit, and it is in this way that my formula wins out. Here is where one should pay attention to this contest, for you see, Sokolov's elixir, with its emphasis on the brute animal body, is a crass goo better suited for livestock. Well, he's not hiding his views at all. The subtle and secret variants in the key ingredients making up Piero's remedy ensure that it works on the higher functions that separate humankind from the mindless blue-jawed hagfish swimming in the Wrenhaven River. Well, one thing's for sure, Piero's confident about his views. It's always good to be confident. Sokolov's technology in the new age. You can see he doesn't like Sokolov because his book's on the floor. One of the advantages of the Sokolov's technologies is that they share the same magnetic socket for the tanks of processed whale oil they use as fuel. When a tank is exhausted, another can be plugged into place with ease, and the process is simple enough that any common workman or even the lower guardsman of the city watch can handle the task. This applies to the arc pylon and wall of light security systems, as well as the powered carriages used for transport by those few who are wealthy enough to afford them. The only obvious downside of Sokolov's designs is the volatility of the tanks themselves. A few incidents have occurred, resulting in damage to property or bodily harm whenever one of the tanks has exploded. I better be fucking careful, man. No. Don't want one of these things to explode and kill me. I can imagine that going up to the gates of heaven. Not that I believe in heaven, but... You know, how did you die? Well, you see, it was a plane crash, yep. Died in a plane crash while driving a car through a burning building with some women. Yep, that's what I did. Even more books. And a trunk with nothing in it. Fantastic. So we got whale vivisection. Oh, this isn't going to be nice. Remarkably, each specimen I had the pleasure of studying during the voyage possessed some minor variance in physiology. On the second leg of the trip, east of Tivia, the crew hauled aboard a female, some 42 feet in length. They estimated she weighed 35 tons and the ship sat low, rocking side to side through the night with her thrashing. By candlelight I took her apart, sketching and taking notes. Against her bellowing I cut into the massive tentacles around her mouth. Within I found row upon row of teeth, and a baleen running along the upper jaw. Through this broom-like structure I assume she filtered food from the water that was too small to be chewed. That's disgraceful. Cutting an animal open when it's alive, that's just weird. Any failed experiments? Of course I have attempted to improve upon Sokolov's designs. Of course! And why not? After all, it is likely that his thinking was influenced in some small way by our time together at the Academy. We are all part of a community, striving to unknot the mysteries of the cosmos. Even those among us who possess the greatest minds are often led to a fruitful line of consideration by, how does one say it, our intellectual subordinates? Sokolov is no exception to this, despite the glamour of genius he has cast over the aristocracy. And further, it is true that many of my experiments have failed. No need to gossip about it behind my back in your social clubs and in the very chambers of the Academy itself. Great ambition requires risks. You may laugh now at my door to nowhere, but someday you will not. Your children will likely see it as commonly as you see the electric lamps lighting our streets at night, but a few short years ago you would have laughed at Sokolov's arc pylon or wall of light. Your laughter, your condescending smiles, they are nothing but evidence of your own limited imagination. I can see why people don't like Piero that much. Right, dead counter responsibilities. This is a manual of the city watch procedures. Commissioned by the Lord Regent in the face of the growing plague crisis, the dead counter is a position that will only be given to officers, usually of junior or middle grades. In most matters of edict or curfew enforcement, these officers will defer to the acting officer on duty. However, any dead counter will have command in situations related to the plague and the handling of the dead, including those with late-stage plague symptoms, called weepers in common parlance. Starting in the month of rain, interested officers may apply for the test, and if accepted, for the 2-week training tour. Pay will be administered in coins and rations of elixir, at 1 1/2 normal pay grade. So people are called weepers when they get to the end of the infection. Oh. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regard to supplies of whale oil. The good Admiral has paid for the installation of my own system, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. When the empty tank is held near the oil tank refill pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank and lock it in correct configuration. Using the lever will begin the refilling process. Once refilling is completed, the tank can be removed and placed in service. Extreme caution must be used in handling the full tanks. They are quite unstable. The system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Greaves Oil Company has done something correctly. For once. Right. Oh, more whale processing. Out at sea, they secure the beast with hooks, with lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boats. Buoys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven through the tail, which is used to hoist the creature up through the chute. They moan and bellow for some time as the men get them onto the deck, then lift them onto the scaffolding overhead. The ship adjusts its prow and returns to port in Dunwall, where the crew works in the great creature, slicing off the fattiest parts while it still lives. Ugh, that is nasty.
The Academy teaches that absurd idea that the energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, by a process of adaptation, produce high-energy humors in the body. I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period of time, and then observe them for years if need be, to see if the formulation of energetic substances develop. Surely the Empress would be able to furnish me with facilities, subject and the necessary legal amnesty.
Ah, just thought of trying something, putting this on top of here. Seeing if it'll blow it up. From the heat. Come on. Come on. Ah, it's not going to do it. Right, I'm going to throw this and see what happens.
How did that happen?
Damn! That does have a kick to it. Right, so, what do I do? Just pop it in here? Oh, right.
Perfect. Thank you, Corvo. Here, see? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face, but this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally? Send the lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
Cool, I will have a look. So he's like the shop. Right, so we've got these things, but it's the upgrades we're going to have a look at. So, for 300 coins I can get crossbow accuracy. I can get range for 450. 600 I can get a quicker reload, and also auto reload. And I can get a combat sleep dart. Sleep dart's effect is immediate even in combat. So what else do we have? Pistol, spring razor radius, sword crossing makes the sword more effective when locking blades and pushing against an enemy. Right, so we've got optics. Magnify your view, press left alt to zoom. Right. Okay, bullet and bolt capacity and grenade capacity kind of self-explanatory. Bone charms capacity. Another bone charm to be active. Well, I don't know what they do, so... Okay. Right, what will I go for? I think I will go for... accuracy. And what else can I purchase here? Do I need any more sleep bolts? Yes, I do. And a rewire tool. Yeah. Disable security devices or make them work in your favour by using a rewire tool in the circuitry panel for the security device you want to hack. Obviously consumes the rewire tool. That's kinda goes without saying really there, but never mind. So you can rewire walls of light, arc pylons, watchtowers, and they'll harm your enemies instead of you, and rewired alarms will be fully disabled. Sweet! I'll take a couple of them actually. Right, I think I've spent enough money.
You must be exhausted.
Oh, you don't know the half of it, man.
You get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
I will. You're correct.
Sleep well.
Ooh, ooh. And then fade to black.